So I really think that low profile switches are the way ahead for mechanical keyboards, at least for me. But the issue with these keyboards is that they are quite expensive for now. But today we are going to take a look at MSI's Vigor GK50 low profile keyboard, and it costs around 95 US dollars or 8,000 rupees in India, which is actually a really good price for a full-sized RGB low profile mechanical keyboard. But there are some limitations that keep it from being suitable for everyone. Hey guys, I am Siddharth, and let's talk about that along with also taking a quick look at their GM11 gaming mouse. MSI is definitely not a brand that is confused about what kind of design a keyboard should have, because this is a full-on gamery keyboard with an aggressive aesthetic and angular design, a completely opposite approach from something like a Logitech G815, which I will review soon. So make sure that you are subscribed to the channel with bell icon so you don't miss it. I like the font that they have used, even though it is quite stylized, and both the chassis of the keyboard and the keys have this octagonal shape, which is also quite unconventional from the usual shape keycaps have. This is a keyboard that looks better in person, and if you turn RGB off or set it to white color, it actually manages to look quite stealthy. The key switches are mounted on a metal chassis which feels very solid, and the floating keycap design looks and feels great. But the lock indicators have a very unusual design that I have mixed feelings about. The height of this keyboard is also on the taller side for a low profile keyboard, but it is still at a comfortable angle, and you can also pull out the legs at bottom to make this even taller. Other than that, it has a simple braided cable which feels nice, and I don't mind the lack of a USB port pass-through. MSI also includes a keycap remover in the box, which I really appreciate, and the reason they have this is because they have extra convex keys for Control and Alt keys, which is supposed to make them easier to press. I tried them and they do actually feel better and easier to press, so it is a nice addition. You can press the function button with this MSI logo along with the media control buttons on top row to control playback and volume, and there is also a game mode that disables the Windows keys. The presence of a function key means that you don't have a right click key on this keyboard, but you can press the Shift and F10 shortcut when you need to use that. The lighting on the keyboard looks really nice. It is bright, and even the secondary letters on the keys light up. The effects can be customized easily directly from the keyboard, and you can control their brightness, speed, color, direction, and select different kinds of reactive effects. This system works really well, but if you want to customize the effects further or set different colors per key, you will have to use the Dragon Center software, which is a 500 MB download for some reason, and this software is also buggy as the color customization option completely disappeared for no reason, and I could only make it work in another Windows installation. But when it works, it is fine, even if it may not offer advanced options like layering of different effects, which I don't care about that much. You can change what each key does by assigning macros to them, and at least this functionality worked in all cases. Finally, coming to the keys, I have to say that they feel really good, and there is really minimal wobble on these keys, which makes it feel very high quality. The prongs that attach the keycaps to the switches feel robust, and they shouldn't break if you frequently remove and insert them. However, one very weird thing about this keyboard is that it is only available in Kailh low profile white switches, and these are clicky switches like Cherry MX Blues. If you are into clicky switches, then you are really going to enjoy this keyboard a lot. It has a very typewriter-like experience, and even though it says that it requires 50 grams of force to actuate, the keys feel like they do require some force to press, but I kind of enjoy that feeling, and typing on this is a really nice experience. I like how low profile switches feel because I bottom out the keys while pressing them, and my fingers don't have to travel as far as regular key switches. So it is a better experience for me compared to regular sized key switches. The clicks are loud and the tactile feeling is quite strong, so if you are looking for something low profile that feels like Cherry MX Blues, this is going to feel amazing. However, I really don't like clicky switches because I just find the noise they make to be quite annoying, and I don't even like brown switches in spite of being an Indian, And for me, linear switches are the way to go for gaming and for typing. So the fact that we don't have the option to get a linear or even a tactile switch really sucks, and I don't know why MSI thought that clicky switches were the way to go when they decided that they were going to offer this very good value keyboard in only one key switch options. Another thing I don't like about this keyboard is that its chassis makes a ringing sound when you type on this keyboard, which is not that bothersome because that gets drowned in the loud clicks that the key switches make. But if you are a person who gets bothered by high-pitched sounds, you are going to find it to be annoying. For gaming, I don't find the clicky switches to be an issue, so the gaming experience is fine for me on this keyboard. However, I do prefer the red switches for gaming because they just provide a very smooth experience without any clicks or tactile bumps. MSI has also released a gaming mouse with this called Clutch GM11, but it didn't impress me as much as the keyboard for its price of 1700 rupees or $23. It has a taller body than G102, which is something some people may prefer, and the scroll wheel and primary mouse buttons on it are pretty good. It also has 2 extra buttons on the left along with the DPI changing button, but these buttons can't be customized beyond basic mouse functions, which is a deal breaker for me. So overall, the MSI Vigor GK50 low profile is a very well built keyboard that offers a really great typing experience. It does look good and unique, and even though the features on it are comparatively basic in the high-end keyboard segment, it is good for people who just want a simple and no-nonsense keyboard experience. For the price of rupees 8,000 or $95 I do think that it is a great value for money. However, the limitation of only being able to get this in clicky switch variant really limits the choice for buyers, and I think that is its only major downside, which is a shame because this is a really great keyboard otherwise. But a lot of people are into the sound and feel of clicky switches, and if you are one of those, then you will really enjoy this keyboard, and I'll have links to buy this in the video description which will let you know its current price. And that was it for this video. Give it a thumbs up if you liked it or a thumbs down if you disliked it. Let me know your thoughts about this keyboard in the comment section below. Subscribe with bell, follow me on socials. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.